Level up loading. Fight feelings, face facts. Hi everybody, welcome to Level Up Loading Fight Feelings Face Facts with yours truly, Shay Shay. So happy Mother's Day. This is being recorded on Sunday. Was it May 8th, 2022. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I can speak for everyone when I say that your job is a very thankless and 24/7 365 job, very few benefits. And we just appreciate all that you do to help raise and guide our little ones, because the children are our future, are they not? Now that I got that out the way, I wanted to pop in really quickly, guys, with a episode in regards to a subject that I've been battling with putting it out there, because I feel as though it might be a little bit too raw in a way for some people. I know sometimes that the truth is not always the most celebrated thing, especially in today's society, where sometimes people want to hear the sugar-coated facts of life. But I wanted to talk today about professional victimhood. I feel like there are times in our lives, I think we all probably have been this way, where we throw ourselves these pity parties and we get into this woe is me dynamic with ourselves and the universe and our relationships. And I think that it's so detrimental when that happens, because honestly, we don't want to make a habit out of being a victim. We don't want to make a habit out of being a martyr. We don't want to make a habit out of always feeling pity and sorrow for ourselves. It really does yourself a huge disservice when you're not owning your power, not taking accountability and responsibility for what you allow to happen to you, what you allow to come into your life, and also just it makes you seem like this delicate flower that has no defense. You're just a defenseless Jesus defenseless delicate flower with no type of way of protecting themselves. And I really think that no matter if you're operating in your masculine, your feminine, we all have a way to protect ourselves, and we all have a way of changing our circumstances if that's something that we really want to do. And I think that, of course, fighting the feeling of being so downtrodden over our circumstances, there is literally always going to be something in life. Life is life, you have to come at it in a positive way, and you have to look at it in a way of, okay, I'm not expecting bad things to happen to me. I expect great things to happen to me. I welcome great things to happen to me. I feel like that's the best way to think about it and to look at it. But realistically, we also have to have the same, like, we have to know that things are going to happen, and that things happen to everyone. Now, some people might have it worse than others, quote unquote worse. Some people might have it easier than others, but that does not negate the fact that life happens to each of us, whether that be in our career wise, our family realm, our self-love, our self image. There's plenty of things that can affect how your life is and how you're received and perceived by the world. And so, yes, you want to be positive about life, but you also have to know everyone has a story. Everyone has a sad occurrence. Everyone has an issue at some point, and if they haven't yet, they will eventually. and understanding that you're not powerless. You have extreme power. So fighting that feeling of being downtrodden is the only word that I can really think of. Defeated, where you're like walking around with your head held down. Everything bad always happens to me. Everything, I can't catch a break. And it very well might be that. I think that I can confidently assume, it's still an assumption, but I feel confident in assuming that we've all had periods of our life where it was back-to-back situations. Like, Lord, first this, then this, then this, then that. You know, I think that we've all kind of experienced that. And it's a season. You know, trouble don't last always. And especially if we're putting in the work to better ourselves and get ourselves, you know, over those humps. Instead of wallowing in defeat, we're actually making some steps to try to get things, you know, in a better place. And so, I don't know, I just think that fighting that feeling of being powerless, fighting that feeling of wanting pity and attention from our tribulations, everyone is different, but I personally don't think that pity is a feeling that I want people to have when it comes to me. There might be situations in my life that are tough, that are happening, but I don't want to feel pitied. I would prefer a person to say, wow, she's been through a lot, she always gets through it. Wow, she's been through a lot, but she still has her faith. Wow, she's been through a lot, but she's persevering now. She always finds a way. Her and God together always find a way to get through it and become better on the other side. I don't want someone to look at me and say, wow, Shay Shay can't catch a break. Wow, Shay Shay she's still messed up. Nothing good ever happens to her. I feel sorry for her because she can't move past this hurdle. And it's just like, to me, just not us wanting to attract attention based off of things that are happening in your life. My friends all can probably attest to this, that I'm not the friend that you call for the pity parties. Like, don't get me wrong, we can talk it out. I could pat your back. Listen, honey, I don't know if you guys ever seen that that, I think it was a meme where the person was crying and then there was somebody with like a broom and they were like patting them from a distance, like, they're there, baby. If that ain't me, if that's not me, I don't know what is. Because it's like, my thing is, and this could be a good thing or a bad thing. We get off topic for a second, but it's fine. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like I like to treat people how I want to be treated. And if I'm having a moment, instead of me like, comfort doesn't do it for me. And so I guess it kind of goes back to that old saying of treat people how you want to be treated, which honestly we should be treating people how they want to be treated in a sense, but that's neither here nor there. So I said all that to say, like, we can have this conversation, we can talk about it, we can troubleshoot. You can just vent if you just want to vent, if you just want to, you know, speak about what the issue is. But you only got so many times, or you only have so long for that, until it's like, okay, so what are we doing next? How are we going to be able to move past this? How are we going to make sure that this doesn't happen again? What did we learn from the situation? And I mean, of course, that's not an instantaneous thing, like, but if you're calling for someone to just, you know, cry on the couch with you and eat ice cream and watch sad movies with you, I have a lot of strong suits, and that's just not one of them. And I'm so thankful for friends that realize that about me and don't don't call me for that. But yeah, you know, I have a way with words. I know how to speak life into people. I know how to make people feel at ease. I know how to help them feel better. I know how to make people laugh and, you know, just take their mind off of it for a little bit and bring the humor to maybe a somewhat serious situation, just enough to lighten the load a little bit. So I do have my strong suits when it comes to that, but when it comes to the pity parties and like the continuous no, I don't have that. I'm so sorry, I don't. And that's why we have friends for different things, and that goes for everyone. I think that we should all have friendships that, hey, we have this person for this person for that. It's very rare to find someone who has every single thing that you need in a friendship, and if you do get that, more power to you. But yeah, I've given up trying to be everything for everybody, so I'm going to be what I can be for people and allow them to seek the other things that I can't be elsewhere. I think that's for the best. Anyway, moving on. So we're finding that feeling of the pity party and the powerlessness, and then we're facing the fact that we have the actual power to make these things a lesson for us. Every lesson is a blessing. Every lesson, every failure that you might encounter in this life is actually preparing you for success, because now you know what not to do. You're getting an insight on, okay, I did this, now I can't do that. I always use this example of the Mario Brothers video game. Any video game, actually, like where you're trying to beat a screen and you may be doing so well, and then one thing kills you and now you're back at the beginning. But guess what? When you go back to the beginning, you know what to look for. You know, okay, if I jump over this and then jump over this, I can jump over it, because last time I tried to jump over it just by myself and it didn't work. Or I need to get a mushroom so I can get big and then I can jump over it. Or I gotta watch out for this, what do you call them things? I can't remember the name of them. This, whatever, villain. Whatever villain, or is it a villain? Y'all, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. If y'all play Mario Brothers, y'all know what I'm saying. Don't play with me. So, you know, you get more experience. So yes, you might have to take that screen a couple times, but guess what? As you progress and you start to beat the screen, and as you're blowing into that memory card to save your results, you're getting better and better each time, to the point where those screens are nothing to you. And then eventually you get to that last screen where it's time to beat the big boss, and then you're complete. You have reached success because you've used the past lessons and the past failures and the past, like I said, tribulations, trials and tribulations, to propel you into your actual destiny. And I definitely think we need to face the fact that we are not powerless. We are stronger than we believe, stronger than we want to ever give ourselves credit for being, self included. I have to check myself a lot of times with that, because I think society sometimes brainwashes us into not being, to being humble. Like, humble yourself. And don't get me wrong, I think humility does have its place. I think humility does have its place in all of our interactions. We don't want to be walking around arrogant, hubris, and, you know, we don't. But at the same time, I think that we play ourselves small sometimes where we shouldn't, and that's a no-go for me. I'm not playing small anymore, and I have to remind myself that it's okay for me to be happy about my gifts. It's okay for me to be happy about the many amazing qualities that God has poured into me, and not only just be happy about them, but use them. I feel as though facing the fact that we are not powerless, and that we're way more powerful than we ever, we're way more powerful than we think we are. But we're also even more powerful than that when we really tap into our inner being, our inner light, and not being afraid to let it shine. I think we also need to face the fact that throwing a pity party gets you nowhere closer to the finish line. Throwing a pity party gets you nowhere closer to a solution. Being a professional victim, being so easily offended, being so easily triggered by everything that society or your family or your friends or your loved ones say, is not gonna get you anywhere. it's really just a setback. It's like you're being stagnant because you're sitting here dwelling on pitying yourself. And I don't want to negate or downplay depression or anxiety, because I know those are very serious things. I've experienced them myself. I have plenty of loved ones who experience them, whether that be an ongoing thing or once in a lifetime. I am very familiar with it. I don't look at my ice machine. I don't look at depression as the same thing as a pity party, and so I don't want people to get that confused. There's a totally different thing between just sitting and dwelling in something versus having something that is clinically and emotionally draining your source. It's totally different things in my opinion. If you disagree, let me know about that. But yeah, you don't want to sit and just bask in sadness and sorrow if you can help it. I think it's okay for us to feel those feelings and to process them and to do the work to get past them, but we just cannot sit there and live there. Feel the feelings, process the feelings, work on healing the feelings, work on learning what triggered those feelings, but don't live in those feelings. Don't allow those feelings to encompass your whole entire being. Don't let it take over your personality. Don't let it close your heart. Don't be a professional victim. Things are happening to you, but there's reasons for them. And sometimes those things are happening to you because of you. I know people don't like to hear that, but sometimes things are happening to you because of you, because you're not learning the lessons. So you're going to keep learning them, and you're going to keep getting those bumps on the head until you learn the lesson. If you don't want to learn the lesson, by all means, but don't complain about it, and don't be a complete victim as if, oh, I don't know why this is happening to me. Don't do that when you know for a fact that you are continuing to do the same things over and over, and that is the definition of insanity. So if you want to operate from a place of insanity, then you can't be surprised when your life is insane. You can't be surprised when your life is hard. You can't be surprised when things aren't going well for you. You're doing something that is crazy. You're doing something that's crazy. So figure it out what it is. Don't be afraid to feel it, but also don't be afraid to heal it. And don't be afraid to move past it and not let it define you. In order for you to level up, my ice machine is such a hater, y'all. I don't even know if y'all can hear that, but it's very disrespectful right now. It's fine. I always forget to cut my ice machine off when I do my videos. Whatever. What was I about to say? Leveling up. Your level up journey is not going to be a smooth one. Your level up journey is not going to be without failures, without disappointments, without issues. It's just not possible. But you do have a responsibility to learn from your mistakes. And you do have a responsibility to not keep repeating the same issues over and over. You have a responsibility to yourself. You have a responsibility to your loved ones. People love you and they want to see you do well. And if you're constantly making the same mistakes and you're constantly bumping your head on the same obstacle, what does that lead people to think about you and how seriously you take yourself? You want people to respect your level up and your boundaries and your growth, then you have to stand in that, and you have to know that you have to represent yourself in a way that makes people see that you're serious about yourself. If you want people to take you seriously, you have to start taking yourself seriously. And that can be however that is. That can be from your looks, that can be from your boundaries, that can be from your disposition and how you handle your business in life, how you show up in the world. You can define that. No one else can. But what I will say is, being a professional victim where everything always happens to you, it is tired. It's tired, it's tired, it's tired. And it is kind of correlates to my episode Nice for What. And if you haven't listened to that episode or watched that YouTube video, please do so, because some gems were dropped there as well. People have to stop acting like life just happens to them. Yes, life happens, things occur, freak accidents happen, emergency things happen, but a lot of these things are in our control. A lot of these things are decisions that we've made and that we need to take responsibility for. We can't be out here acting like we don't know why some of this stuff happens to us. So I implore you this week to reevaluate some of the decisions that you're making, some of the choices and the people that you have around you, some of the repeat offenses that you've had, some of the repeat triggers that keep setting you back when it comes to your level uploading journey. You need to load the level up. Only you can do that. And if you keep on setting yourself back every time that bar goes up, that's just like you uploading a video and you wait till it gets to the 50% mark and then cancel it and start from the beginning. Now you gotta wait another half an hour. Y'all, these videos be taking long to upload. I'm starting to see they was talking about all the other YouTubers and stuff we're talking about. And I got the strongest Wi-Fi package, okay? But anyway, I hope this was helpful to somebody. You're not a victim, you're strong, you're powerful. I hope you guys have been vibrating high. We did talk about that. I didn't get any check-ins, but yeah, I want people to stop being a victim. You don't want to be a Vic out here. You don't want to be lunchtime, you know what I mean? Like, you're not a guppy, you're a shark. And I don't mean that in a predatory way. I mean that you are able to defend yourself. You could be a shark that's swimming through the waters that's not bothering nobody. I eat my food, I keep it moving. Or you could be a shark that goes out and bites people, you know what I mean? Let's be the shark that does what they're supposed to do. Get their food and keep it moving. And leave humans alone. But at the same time, humans gotta stay on their side of the I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Also, please, you guys, you have an option where you can talk to me, send me voice messages through the Anchor app. Leave me comments. I do polls sometimes on some of my videos. The comment section is always open, so please feel free to interact with me. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on what my message is, and also if you have suggestions, I'm open to that as well. I hope this was helpful. You guys have a good one. Bye.